I know that you will win this election. We know you will win. But these 5 months, we must get a win of 70%. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Governor Nanok. Let me, you guys dared us to a meeting. And now I'm sure you must be wondering whether you got the bargain you asked for. I know we have taken quite a while, but I'm very sure that you wanted to listen to these great men and women, their experiences, their wisdom, their understanding of issues. And let me say to all of you, we appreciate that you have also taken time to listen to us. We are confident that we leave here better informed in every way, and that you will be able to make the correct choices. Because we believe that you can only make the quality of your decision is dependent on the amount of information that you have so that you can make the right decision. So we wish you well in your hustles and in everything that you do in this great country. We look forward to working together with you as we focus into the future. My good brother, Musalia Mudavadi, came late because we were using different routes. So, but he's with us. He'll be in this town later today. David Ndi, Dr. David Ndi will be with us later today. Ababu Namwamba will be with us later today. Mohamed Hussein and other members of this team who are using a different route. I convey their apologies for not making it to this meeting, but they will be with us beginning tomorrow in the other engagements that we have. So, asanteni sana, nawatakia heri. I know there were people who would have wanted to ask questions, but it is 8 o'clock, and we have another engagement that was pending from 6:30. But to be fair, let me just take 3 questions. This young man here, that gentleman there, and the lady. There is a lady somewhere. A lady, you're not a lady. A lady somewhere here. Okay, let's start with the lady.
Thank you, our Deputy President.
Straight to the question.
My question is, I'm so worried when it comes to the time of election. And this time, how can you assure us? Because as for me, I have corrected people to go to the registration at the embassy. We have got card and we are ready to vote. But how can you assure us that your vote will not be stolen?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The gentleman there.
Hello, thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Charles. I'm a staff nurse working at London Northwest University Trust Hospital. I have a problem with the nurses, kindly, Mr. Deputy President. When our president came here to implement the nursing agreement, unfortunately, it is really, really hard for now nurses to really come to the UK. It's terrible, to be honest with you. We are the only country in the amber list, if you could check on how the UK normally allow nurses to come here. So basically, if you could assist us to get a better plan and a better deal, like other countries like Philippines, and then if you could please, because I believe God will give you the opportunity to lead the country. I'm a bit nervous. Oh my God.
It's okay. No, let him finish. Let him finish.
I'm from Dandora. It's a privilege to talk to you. I'll be honest. Yeah. It's a privilege to talk to you. And if you could assist us kindly, nurses, and and for the opportunity and for the healthcare system that we give these guys over here. My own is, my dad has hypertension back home, and I feel when I take good care of patients here, unfortunately, back home, I send money for him to get treated. I wish if we could have such a health system, yeah, back home,
Asante.
and
Thank you.
also for the nurses.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
There was that gentleman, the gentleman there, that gentleman there.
Mheshimiwa Rais,
Yeah,
nina swali hapa.
that's all right. That's all right. Yes.
Wacha niulize moja.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President, thank you very much for giving us the time. Mine is more looking at opportunities for veterans. There was a time we spoke to the Graves, Commonwealth Graves Society here, and they mentioned that there is a lot of people who fought in the World War and they have not been commemorated. So I wanted to ask whether there is a way that when you're doing the proposal, you can add that, because we are working together with our 254 chair in that consideration. So that could be something that could be added.
Thank you.
And we can work together.
Thank you. Let me start with him. Just hold your horse. Yeah. You will be next. Just you will be next. Yeah, we'll give the fellow with disability. Don't worry. Let me start with that gentleman. In our delegation, as you have heard, we are going to specifically have a charter with the diaspora. And we want that charter with the diaspora to be negotiated so that we have the priority issues. And amongst them, exactly what you're saying, David Ndii is going to be here. He is our economic guru. He is going to be here specifically to engage with you as we did with your colleagues in America on the priority areas. I recommend that because we are here for the next 2 days, that Dr. Masera, please facilitate so that the meeting with the people here through the chairman can be, because the people in the US documented, they gave us a written submission. If we can get the same from you, it will inform our priority list as we develop the charter with the diaspora. That's one. My good brother, the young man from Dandora, you have spoken to the heart of an issue that even had escaped my mind. Today, we are having a conversation that Kenyans in diaspora are contributing 400 billion shillings to our economy every year. They are the biggest stabilizers of our foreign exchange challenge. But we are not having the other conversation. The more important conversation is it possible for us to take it from 400 billion every year to 1 trillion? How do we leverage on our human capital? Because we have one of the best human capital anywhere in the world. How do we leverage on that human capital to grow the economy of our country? How do we do what the young man is saying there? How do we facilitate more nurses to work in the international space rather than many of the nurses, hanging around in our country when they cannot get an opportunity to work? Everybody who cannot get an opportunity to work in Kenya, is it possible for us to facilitate them to work elsewhere? To work in the diaspora. I think that's really the conversation we need to have. And we could easily take the earnings from the diaspora, like other countries have done, from 400 billion every year to 500, 1 trillion, and we can actually use it as an effective tool deliberately to sell our human capital. It is because you market what you have. We may not have gold, we may not have oil, but we have a human resource that we can use to make money. So that's really the conversation we have. And I agree with you that we need to make it that much more easy. I think when we signed the agreement, it produced the opposite result. Instead of making it easier for Kenyans to come to the UK, it has made it slightly difficult because now it brought in other issues. So we will need to straighten up those issues so that the original intention is achieved and we can get much more, many more Kenyans into the diaspora to work and help support our economy as they support their families. And then the good lady has said, how do we make sure that this vote is not stolen? Let me give you my word. Yeah? Let me give you my word. This vote will not be stolen. Yeah? And if you look at me properly, I am not the type of a person that anybody can steal their vote from me. It's not possible. It's not possible. You know, it's not possible. And I have often said this, just for you to understand. We ran against the handshake people in Lungalung, in Msambweni. And this man led our team in Msambweni. This Salim Vuria. He led our team in Msambweni. We defeated the handshake group in Msambweni. We ran against the handshake group in Juja. We defeated them in Juja. We ran against the handshake people in Kiambaa. And we defeated them in Kiambaa. If they could not steal the vote in Kiambaa, tell me how they are going to steal the vote anywhere. They will not steal nobody's vote. The only thing they can do is maybe to cause violence. But that, too, we will not allow them. That is why we have put a lot of pressure, and that's why you see them complaining in Nairobi. Yeah? That they are complaining that we have told the international community that there must be free, fair, and peaceful elections. You know? If they are not, if they have no plan of doing monkey games or causing a situation that will not be peaceful, then why are they complaining? They should be saying, the same way we are saying that we are committing ourselves, number one, to run a peaceful campaign, and number two, to accept the results of the election. Why is it possible, or why is it not possible for the candidate on the other side to make a simple commitment that they will accept the outcome of the election, whether it goes either way? And you see, it becomes much more pronounced if you are dealing with a notorious candidate who has never accepted the outcome of any election. You know, so that's why we are telling them they must go back public, unequivocally commit that they will accept the outcome of this election, so that we can be on the same. We can be on the same plane. So that's my commitment to you. Those people, they will not even try. We have to go. We have to go. Okay, let me, that gentleman. Yeah, just let's hold it. Yes, sir. I agree with you that it's a good idea. Maybe you are telling us that a bond does not necessarily be a government bond, that you can have also a political party. Just wait. You can also have a political party bond. Financial analysts will, we do not want to do something on the basis of guesswork. Financial analysts will have to tell us whether a political party has the capacity, to underwrite a bond, So we'll have to work it out, but you will have to accept that Rome was not built in one day. It is a process, and we have had you. Sawa? The lady behind there. We have one lady behind there.
Disability question, yeah, His Excellency.
And then the gentleman with disability. Okay, the gentleman with disability.
Thank you very much, all of you, those who did to hire this place and invited us all here, and to Her Excellency, the Deputy. Number one, where is Adam Barredo-Ale? Number two, yeah, our representatives are paid very highly throughout the world, yeah? They also got related benefits, yeah? So, from my perspective and where I come from Northeastern Province, if you get this, if you are elected, I would like the benefit that are given, extra benefit that are given to Northeastern or Northern region, or disadvantaged regions, to be regulated with the extra benefit that are paid. Because if you go to the Constitution, from Thursday, all the MPs that are allowed to go back to their constituencies and sort out the problems. They are paid mileage, they are paid entertainment, they are paid a lot of things. Northeastern people, when they are elected, you never see them, or most of them, until five years are over. Number three, equal opportunity, okay? Women and men, those who are elected, we must play equal opportunity. The 47 counties with the new constitution, we are proud of. The modern one, they give women 47 opportunities, extra seats. Forget about the other seats on competitive. On our women, we would like to have the principle of Susan Kiiga and Mother Karua and many of them, like the woman from Vihiga tonight. Yeah, principle number one, transparency, equality, everything. Because these 47, what have they done differently from men? What are we proud of with this, this revolution? They brought new extra women into seats. In my region, I don't see them, or whatever. So we need equal opportunities for women to contribute.
And another question on Northeastern, His Excellency.
I think just so that I don't forget, so that
Mheshimiwa Deputy President.
Just hold on. So that I don't forget. I think it's good, just only fair, everybody to ask one question. Because if you ask 3 questions, it becomes complicated. But let me try and just respond to Honorable Aden Duale was with us in America. We have sent him back to Nairobi because there is an assignment he must do. That's why he didn't come here. So he is landing today in Nairobi because he has an assignment. Number 2, the issue of Northeastern and whether they are treated the same as the rest of the country. Let me tell you, amongst the highest paid members of parliament on mileage and all those other allowances are members from Northeastern Kenya. That is for a fact, and they will tell you. In fact, people like Ichungwa here, they suffer. They don't get any money because from Nairobi to his constituency, it's only 15 kilometers. So he rarely gets any money out of that mileage, maneno. So if they don't show up in Northeastern, it's not because they are not being remunerated to go back home. It must be a different story. On the third one, I disagree with you. Women have brought a lot of value in the legislature in Kenya. I know many people want to complain that they don't see the value of women members of parliament. I want to tell you, my good brother, there are many women that are running today for MPs, and I know 4 of them that we first nominated, they went and ran for those offices and won. So we must accept that affirmative action is necessary for us to bring the level of representation of both gender in the governance of our country. And you can never run away from that particular fact. Maybe I would agree with you that the women MP position should be treated like the parliamentary ones by making sure that there is adequate resources given to the women MPs so that their representation and their participation can be much more effective than what it is at the moment. I think those are the issues you raised. Yes, gentlemen? And then there is a lady behind there.
Mheshimiwa, I heard you speaking about economy. I never heard you speaking of security. Our people are dying like a chicken every day. I've been slaughtered by these people called the devils, Al-Shabaab. What is your opinion, Mr. the Deputy President?
My speaking about the economy was deliberate. It was very deliberate. Because I believe very strongly that part of what makes our young people available for recruitment into terrorist networks is because they have no opportunities. In fact, in America, we were having a conversation, and Ababu Namwamba was telling us about a situation where young people in Budalangi were actually being recruited into terrorist networks. Not because of any other reason. It is because economic opportunity is not available to them. Part of dealing with the economy and making sure that we have jobs, we will dry the wells of where the terrorist network get the young people they recruit. So security in our country will be, we will deal with security significantly. Even if you look at what is going on in the Kerio Valley belt, many of the people participating in cattle rustling, and we had ugly incidences yesterday in Baringo of people being victims. Actually, several people being killed because of cattle rustling. It is informed by people not going to school, and secondly, the lack of economic opportunities for them to participate meaningfully. And therefore, the only economic activity they find is to go and steal the neighbor's cows. So we must sort out the economy. But I hear you, security is a major issue, and we cannot talk about all the issues. We have a certain list of priorities that we believe if we deal with, it will significantly dent the challenges of the other sectors, but we have a plan specifically on what to do with security. Excuse me? You see, when you are dealing with the whole space of economic development, even just having a proper road goes ahead to make sure that you reduce incidences of insecurity. So you cannot look at security in isolation. You have to look at security as part of the global picture. You must provide opportunity for economic development. You must provide infrastructure. You must provide money for enterprise development. The net effect is that you have a much more restful society, and incidences of insecurity go down. But That is a very fair engagement. Security is going to be part of our plan, but as a matter of priority, we believe it can be dovetailed into the whole economic development agenda. Thank you. One last one, the lady there. Okay, maybe we allow everybody to ask their question, and then.
Oh, hello, good afternoon, Mr. President.
Yes.
Right, I just want to say you've come to Europe and America and you found all these brilliant brains. So I don't want you to go back and then it's a chapter closed, okay? I want us to have a structure that begins from now, that involves the diaspora. It can be a voluntary program. Some people can say, I'll have a month to go to Kenya, I can come and be a part of a certain program that we create that involves all these people. Because these people, if you say to them to go to Kenya, most of them can pay their own trips.
Yes.
But they want to be part of a structure that is honest as they work in this country in an honest way, because they've been giving their views, which most of you see, but I can trust these people more than I can trust anyone in Kenya. Because if they say, you're not going to take anything by stealing, I know they will stick by that word. So if you say in places that these people are trying to, you know, they can volunteer to protect those votes or to help,
thank you.
We will do that.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. There is another lady behind there. I think just allow everybody to speak. Yes.
And good evening, everybody. And I hope everybody here represents their communities, wherever we are in Kenya. I'm representing my community, and I really appreciate your hard work. Thank you, Your Excellency, the President. I believe you're already President. And my question is, how will your government ensure that women will have an equal chance to make something useful, their lives? For example, any system that will be put in a place to celebrate women. For example, did you have any plan for women? Because from Northeastern.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
His Excellency, we will collect the questions and we send them to you through the chair so we can allow you to go for your next meeting.
No, let's allow the gentleman there who is lifting up his hand. He can say something.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My one is just an observation. Last year I was in Kenya. I run a security company, and I was looking for a car, the Probox. The car that I got was about 100 to 150 kilometers. And that's the newest car you can buy in Kenya. Here we have cars which are like 50,000 miles on the clock, and yet we are not allowed to take them to Kenya. So why are we having an age limit when you are importing and exporting cars? Can you, when you go to the State House, can you scrap that as well, please?
Okay. There is a lady there who has something to say. Yes, madam, the lady behind there. Give her a microphone. There is a lady behind there. Yes.
Thank you very much, Deputy President, for everything we've heard. I think I'm persuaded to actually now move on. You've given us a manifesto that I think has made some of us that perhaps have been confused in the past to actually now really realize that we now need to follow a structured manifesto that can help all of us. But my question is about agriculture. How are you going to help the farmer back home with all these opportunities that are happening, whereby the Western world are looking at Africa as a world basket for food. And yet, our people are growing food at a very expensive, the production is very expensive, and they are not able to compete on the international market based on, high cost of fertilizer, and also just the labor. But above all, it's the market. How can we help our people to actually export what we are growing other than wasting a lot of food? Another question is about the borders. Are all open? So even when Mama Mboga is perhaps maybe have some tomatoes to sell, can actually not sell at a going price simply because Uganda is bringing in tomato that is costing 10 shillings. So we find that there's a lot of impunity for our farmers in Kenya, and we are not able actually to break through. I don't know what your government is going to do to support that.
Thank you. I think let me start there. We have a whole program around farming, how to make sure we have subsidized fertilizer, how we remove brokers, how we eliminate cartels, how we make it possible for farmers to access the market minus all the distortions that happens in the manner in which you have suggested, that there must be deliberate market development of every value chain so that we can see from how you support the farmer to increase their productivity, how do you eliminate brokers, how do you remove cartels, and how do you make sure that farmer accesses their product to the market and get the best price they can. If you listen to me carefully, that is what I said will be the journey we will go with our farming community. The issue of cars and the aging cars and all that, that's a process that has to go with, it's a regional discussion. You know, we are members today of the East African community. And it is not a unilateral decision Kenya can make. And even if we can make that decision, there are so many other considerations that have to be put in place. The age of cars is also a big question. It is not possible for us to say any car can be imported to Kenya. It's not possible. You will end up in Kenya with scrap metal, you know? So there is a discussion, there is a discretion we cannot go beyond. And by the way, the decision to say 8 years, you cannot import to Kenya a car older than 8 years, is not a discussion, is not a decision that was made just like that. There is a lot of scientific knowledge, scientific information, looking at best practice, looking what other countries are doing, so that you don't end up your country being a junkyard for old cars. You know, when somebody has no use for their car, they send it to Kenya. You know, so it is a delicate decision that we have to make. But I hear you. We can have that conversation going forward. We have a whole comprehensive, madam, we have a whole comprehensive issue about women. Women, we believe, form a very critical mass, not just of voters, but they also must be leaders. We are making it possible for as many women as possible to participate in our elections. In fact, the nomination fees that are being charged in all categories, women pay half what men pay. You know, because we want to make sure there are more women contesting for these elections. So we will continue to make it that much possible for women to participate. And for your information, we have taken the decision that any candidate who engages in violence against women will be disqualified automatically. You know, if anybody wants to fight, go and fight fellow men. If you must fight, yeah? But you cannot fight women. And we have made it categorical, and it is part of our regulations. So We are continuously creating the environment for women to participate in our leadership. And as you have heard me talking to that gentleman there, we will continue to make it a priority for affirmative action to be part of our campaign, so that we can have more women represented in leadership until the day we elect as many women as men. Before we get there, we must continue making it possible for women to participate in leadership. I think I am sorry we have to close it because we are already at 9 o'clock.
His Excellency.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. If you remain seated, because there is a small